So here we'll see some question of JEE Main 18 March shift 2. So in this first question, it is given that if the angular velocity of Earth's spin is increased such that the bodies at the equator starts floating, the duration of the day would be approximately. So here, if we draw the diagram, here it is, we can say that this is equator. So here it is, a body is kept. In this case, it is the Earth is rotating like this. Here the Earth is rotating with an angular velocity omega. So when all the bodies at the equator start floating, it means that the centripetal acceleration which is given by omega square r will be equal to gravitational acceleration due to gravity, g. So it will be equal to g. So here omega square is equal to under root, sorry, omega square is equal to g by r. So omega will be equal to under root g by r. And if we put omega as 2 pi by t is time period, so is equal to under root g by r. Here t will be equal to 2 pi under root r by g. And if we substitute all the values, we will get this time as approximately equal to 84 minutes. We have to put the values. Earth's radius is given 6400 kilometer. So we'll put the value of radius here. G is acceleration due to gravity given as 10 and value of pi is 3.14. So basically, a body will float only if the normal force here becomes zero. Normal on it becomes zero. Then the normal, and if normal becomes zero, it means that here we can say that this is omega square r, and here we can say that m omega square r, and it is mg. So answer will be 84 minutes. Here in this question, they are saying the time taken for the magnetic energy to reach 25% of its maximum value. We have to calculate the time. Okay, so here the magnetic energy is half Li square, and if the magnetic energy is maximum, the current will be maximum. So I am taking the maximum current I max as I naught. So if we put the value u is equal to half Li naught square, so u naught, it will be the maximum magnetic energy. And now the energy becomes 25% of its maximum value, so 25% will be 1/4 of maximum. So half Li square, I have taken here the current as I when the energy is 25% of u naught. So this is half Li naught square, and if we equate, it will be equal to half Li square. I is current at that time when the energy is 25%. So half Li square is equal to 1 by 8 Li naught square. So this will be get cancelled, and this is 4. So current will be current at that time will be I naught by 2. Now we know that current is given by I is equal to I naught into 1 minus e to the power minus RT by L, where R is the resistance and L is the inductance. So here, if we put the values, it will be I naught by 2 is equal to I naught into 1 minus e to the power minus RT by L. Okay, so I'm here getting as 1 by 2. So e to the power minus RT by L is equal to 1 by 2. So if we take ln on the both sides, we'll get T is equal to L by R into ln of 2. So the answer will be option 2. In this question, they are asking that there is a transistor which is working as a common emitter configuration. We have to find the current gain in the transistor. So here I can say that current gain will be beta, and it is given by delta IC upon delta IB. In common emitter configuration, the current gain beta is equal to delta IC upon delta IB. So beta will be equal to delta IC. I am taking 2 points. You can take any 2 points. So I am taking this 4 and 2. So delta IC will be 4 minus 2 milliampere. So 10 to the power minus 3 upon delta IB. Delta IB will be 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 microampere. So microampere will be 10 to the power minus 6. Here beta will be equal to 2 by 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 upon 10 to the power minus 6. So it is coming out to be 200. So here current gain will be 200. So our answer will be 200. So here in this question, they are saying that a galaxy is moving away from the Earth at a speed of 286 km per second. The shift in the wavelength of a red line at 630 nanometer is this. So we have to find the value of x to the nearest integer. So here the shift will be, it is a red line, so I am calling it red shift. Red shift will be v r by c into lambda. Here vr is relative velocity of the galaxy with respect to earth. So it is given as 286 kilometer per second. So it will be equal to 286 into 10 to the power 3 meter per second, and speed of light we know as 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So I'll put here. So the shift will be equal to 286 into 10 to the power 3 upon 3 into 10 to the power 8 into wavelength. Wavelength is 630 into 10 to the power minus 9, 630 nanometer. So it will be equals to this. So it is coming out to be 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 14. So 286 into 63 upon 3 into 10 to the power minus 13. So this is equal to, this will be 21 into 286 into 10 to the power minus 13. I'll multiply this. So it is coming out to be 6,000, approximately 6,000 into 10 to the power minus 13. So this will be equal to 6 into 10 to the power minus 10. So our answer for this question will be 6. We have to find the value of x, which is I am getting as 6. So answer will be 6. In this question, they are saying an infinite number of point charges, each carrying 1 microcoulomb charge, are placed along y-axis at y equal to 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter, 8 meter, and so on. And we have to find the total force on a 1 coulomb charge placed at origin. So if we see here, this is 1 coulomb charge. Let y-axis be horizontal. Here another charge is 1 mu coulomb. Here also 1 mu coulomb. Here also 1 mu coulomb, and so on. So this is at a distance of 1 meter. This will be at a distance of 2 meter. The third charge will be at a distance of 4 meter, then 8 meter, so on. So if I write force due to this 1 mu coulomb at this, so F1, if I am taking it as F1, so F1 will be equal to K Q1 Q2 upon 1 square. Similarly, F2 will be equal to K into Q1 Q3 upon 2 square. Similarly, F3 will be equal to K Q1 upon Q4, sorry, K Q1 Q4 upon 4 square. And if we see that Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, all charges are equal to 1 microcoulomb. Okay, and the value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, so if I substitute all the values here, total force F net will be equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 into Q1 is 1 coulomb, and Q2 or all other charges is 1 microcoulomb, so it will be equal to 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. And here 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. This will be like this. So now if I arrange this, I'll get it like this. F net is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 3 into 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 2 whole square plus 1 by 2 square whole square plus 1 by 2 cube whole square and so on. So we can see that this is a infinite GP. This is an infinite GP with common ratio as 4. Common ratio as 4. And we know that sum of infinite GP is A upon 1 minus R. Here common ratio is 1 by 4, sorry. Here we can see that this is 1 by 2 square. So 1 by 2 square, so this digit is 1 and this is 1 by 4. So common ratio is 1 by 4. So if I put the values here, I'll get as 9 into 10 to the power 3 into 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 4. So this total force is coming out to be 9 into 10 to the power 3 into 4 by 3. So this get cancelled, this will be 3. So I am getting the value total force F net as 12 into 10 to the power 3 Newton. And in this question here it is asked that the value of force is x into 10 to the power 3 Newton. So I am getting the value of x as 12. So answer will be 12.